Okay, special day today. Not only did I shoot this beautiful buck, which that's the season right there for me. This is my Wisconsin bow buck. You know, something I work very hard for. This is a small property here, 30 acres of cover and 52 acre parcel. So we've been able to pass a lot of bucks this year, and this was a special one. And it's also special today because November 5th, and I happen to have the Mathews VXR, their new bow that'll be coming out next Tuesday. I wanted to talk about it. I love this bow. It reminds me a little bit of the Tri-X. I don't know if Mathews wants me to say that, but it's a shorter bow, 28-inch axle to axle. What I did find with this compared to the Vertex is that with the Vertex bow, this bow was a little bit faster at the same draw weight. And but most importantly, I got this bow a couple weeks ago, and it's during hunting season right now. And when I get my new bows every year, it's during hunting season. And when I get the new Mathews line, the new flagship bow, I want to go out and hunt. And that's the most important thing. And I would assume that most of you out there, if you're looking at a bow like the VXR, the Tri-X, the Vertex, these type of bows, that you're looking at it for purely hunting. And so there's a lot of cool comparisons and reviews of the Mathews bows out there. And I do one every year. I have to throw a disclaimer in there. I've been a Mathews guy since 1992, exclusively since 1992. I shot for the factory pro staff in the late 90s into the early 2000s. And by my shooting nowadays, you wouldn't know that, but I've been a Mathews guy for a long time. And so that's my disclaimer. Even so, I'm not going to say this is the best bow out there because I haven't shot every bow out there. I think that's disingenuous. And so, but what I can say is, again, going back to, I rely on this bow for hunting. I don't rely on it for 3D archery. I don't rely on it for indoor target. I shot a lot of target in the past, a lot of indoor target. And what this bow reminds me of, holding wise, is one of those target bows. And that's what I love about these bows, is that I can take this bow and I can get it on a Thursday, and I can go out and hunt with it on Friday and feel extremely confident that it's going to do its job as a hunting bow. But it's not just that. They've increased the riser length. They added a bridge in there. And it makes sense. The riser is the least movable portion of the bow, if that makes sense. It's the most consistent portion of the bow. To me, that's where the stored energy inside the bow is released into the limbs, and the more energy that you can get released into the shot at a higher efficiency level, the quieter the bow, the easier it is to shoot, the easier it is to hold. Nothing's fighting each other. And to me, and I believe Mathews says so, that goes right back to the riser and having these shorter limbs. Now, I love the stability of the bow, and that's what they're making these. And if you think about it, you know, the materials haven't changed too much for making bows. What the cams are made out of, the geometry of the cams have been similar for a few years now. What they're making the risers out of the limbs, how they're cutting those parts and putting this bow together. But what they've done is, by changing the riser a little bit and changing it more and more parallel limb designs, is they're making a very efficient bow so that the stored energy on the shot, the majority of that energy, a higher percentage, is going towards the arrow. And if you remember back in the late 80s, I do, and in through the late 90s, a lot of bows would blow up because they're trying to make the bows as fast as they can, but that energy was not being transferred to the arrow. So for that, there's more vibration, there's more noise, and yes, those bows blew up. A lot of different bows. And so, very efficient bow. Now the shootability. The shootability is good enough that I can go out, pick that bow up on a Thursday. I believe I did pick it up on a Thursday, and I was hunting with it that night. Went to the range, I slapped my black gold sight on the Montana black gold sight. Still had about the same pin gap because it's only about 3-4 feet a second difference. And I was able to just go out and shoot it. What I noticed is the wall is different on this bow. So when I'm pulling that bow back initially, the wall seems a little bit harder, but once I break over that wall, it is silky smooth back into the back wall. So the draw force curve is heavy on the front side and really light and smooth on the back side, meaning that once you get over that curve and you pull back, and that buck was coming in this morning, then I just settle right in. And the holdability of this bow, along with the shootability, and the way it aims is outstanding. That's my favorite part about this bow. They still have the integrate rest in it. They changed the dampener position. They stuck it out a little bit more so the bow is more balanced. I like a front heavy bow so it comes out of my hand. It's not slapping side to side into my hand and causing any kind of torque. It just falls smoothly towards the front, towards the shot. They've made some little design changes like that. And I love the rest. For the grip, it's an integrate grip, and then we still have the QAD Ultra Rest, and it fits right on the riser. You can see right here. And so very compact, and you'll find that the same with the Vertex as well. But I love this compact, short little bow. Today I had to make a tough shot. There's a little bit of brush involved, maybe a 6-8 inch window. It was only at 8, 9, 10 yards, somewhere around there. So easily can make that shot, and with the holdability and being able to actually aim at the target and stay on for that entire time, it was perfect. I really enjoy shooting this bow. I like it a lot. Something they added that people out there might think it's a little hokey, I don't really care, but they've added the system right here. It's SCS system, and what it does is it incorporates, they have a bow rope, and then that attaches to this. But what I like about this, and it's on the top and the bottom, it's right here at the base, and what I like about this is I have loops on all my stand locations. So I have a rope coming down, I tie that rope into basically it looks like a big knot, it's a bunch of loops. And I do that because then I could take that knot and I would put it in here and pull up my bow. And that's burned me one time, because if you let it sharply fall out of your stand, bad things can happen. But I can take one of those loops, I just put it in there, and I pull the bow right up. It seems like a little thing, but I've really enjoyed it this year in the woods, in the hunting, in the field. Like I said, I've had this bow for a couple weeks, and I really enjoy it. There's more technical reviews out there. If you came here for a technical review, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I enjoy shooting this bow. And my specs, I have little 27-inch arms, so I have a little 27-inch draw lengths. I have short arms, and so I don't generate a lot of speed like some of the other people, but I'm shooting it right at 61 pounds. That hits right around the 270, 272, 273. I can't remember. It was in the 270s though for speed. I'm using the Carbon Express Maxima Red. They're the 350s, so they're the heavier ones, and I use a 100 grain point using the Trocar HDs. But again, this is a hunting review. It's short, compact, and it holds really well when you have a buck coming in. I had to hold back for a long time. I had an 8-year-old buck go by. His name's Whitey. He's the oldest one around here that I know of by any means. He's got actually small antlers, and I held back to what seemed like for a minute and a half on him, and it was easy to hold back. Making the shot, holding on the animal. They say it's quieter than the Vertex was, and each bow, from the Halon 32, the Tri-X, the Vertex, and now the VXR, they keep making them quieter. And again, that goes back into they're putting more energy into the shot, more energy into the arrow. There's less wasted energy, and for that, less vibration, easy to hold, easy to sight in. I go to lacrosse archery for everything I need, and Anthony there, every year I get my bow, I go there, he helps set it up, we tune it up, saves me from doing it in the garage or in the basement, and it's always something kind of an anniversary of getting a new bow every year and going over to visit lacrosse archery and getting everything put together by Anthony. But this bow performs flawlessly. It's an outstanding hunting bow. I loved it this morning here on November 5th for this buck. Beautiful 10-point, heavy mature buck. And I hope you like this review. If you're looking for a technical review, there's a lot of technical reviews out there that you can go find. But as far as a hunting piece of equipment, and I'm very, very happy with this bow. And I urge you to go try it out. Really, when you're trying it out, really hold on that target, aim. See how smooth it feels drawing back to that wall, and how lightning fast it is on the release. I find it to be a very forgiving bow for how short it is. I urge you to try it out. There's a lot of bows to try out there. I think this is a good one, really good one. And it's been a pleasure shooting it, and it's been a pleasure bringing it to you, and being able to get this guy this morning just greatly adds to the experience. And he actually, I shot him about 60 yards over that way. He came right here and expired. My wife Diana's out here helping me film today and take pictures. She might even drag a little bit, babe? A little bit? A little. She said a little. But it's been a fun hunting story, and I was happy to bring the VXR along with it, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.